We begin with the U.S. airstrikes on Islamic State targets in Syria. This development, of course, marks an escalation in the Washington-led efforts to counter what it has called as a global terror threat. For more, we go live to Arirang's Hyun-bin at the news center. So, Hyun-bin, what's the latest?
Well, Hyun-kyung, the Pentagon announced that the U.S. and its allies have started airstrikes in Syria, in line with U.S. President Barack Obama's pledge to degrade and destroy the Islamic State. The airstrikes were mainly focused in and around the Syrian city of Raqqa, which is a stronghold for the IS militants. Pentagon Press Secretary Rear Admiral John Kirby said fighter and bomber jets were used in the initial onslaught, including Tomahawk missiles to clear 20 IS targets. These include buildings that are believed to be used as command and control headquarters for the militant group, as well as training and resupply centers. And a number of Arab nations were also involved in the airstrikes.
Right, and when you say allies, you mean a number of Arab nations that you just mentioned, for example, Saudi Arabia and Qatar.
Right, they're all being regarded as partners in the fight against the Islamic State and include Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Bahrain, as you mentioned. Diplomatic sources say Qatar was also involved, but it's not clear whether they were engaged in the airstrikes. Around two-thirds of the Islamic State militant groups, 30,000 forces are based in Syria, while the rest are scattered throughout large parts of northern Iraq. For the last several weeks, the U.S. has conducted surveillance flights over the region, collecting intelligence for use in these airstrikes. According to the U.S. Central Command, the United States has launched 190 airstrikes in Iraq since August, and these represent the first in Syria. Now, earlier today, Admiral, a leader of Syria's main opposition group, called to initiate immediate U.S. airstrikes to, quote, avert catastrophe. He has now gotten his wish, but the extent of damage done to the IS militant group remains to be seen.
All right, thank you very much, Hyun-bin, for the latest. And we will, of course, continue to monitor the situation and bring further updates as they come.